Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids across our beloved empire. Thank you so much for stopping by today, where we got Grand Inquisitor maxed out Omicron gameplay inside of Territory Wars. As we predicted, it's going to purge pretty much all Jedi-based teams. Jedi Anakin Skywalker, Jedi Master Luke, certain Jedi Master Kenobi teams, and it seems like it's a team that's going to be easily beaten on defense. So pretty much right where I would expect it to be. We have a lot of offensive, defensive gameplay. None of these have maxed out Inquisitor Datacrons or even Datacrons used up against these Inquisitors. With the Datacrons, I do suspect there's going to be a chance we can beat Commander Ahsoka, Jedi Master Kenobi. And as you know, I'm not a fan of gating important viability behind Datacrons, especially since they're temporary power. Let's go ahead and roll some gameplay. Thank you everyone for helping me put this together, because I only can do so much. With Territories, you only got one chance. Do not miss your chance to blow. We got loads of stuff, and just to kind of continue what I already brought up at the very beginning of this intro here, pretty much anything that's Jedi based. Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, General Anakin Skywalker, certain Jedi Master Kenobi, then the list goes on and on. Jedi Knight Revan, Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, and it kind of trickles down from there. It's gonna just get so much easier for you inside of Territory Wars, and you're gonna probably want to know my answer. Is this character worth it? Well, here's the thing. I wish it was Grand Arena. If this was Grand Arena, I probably would care more. It would be nice having another consistent, solid General Anakin Skywalker counter, something to beat the occasional Jedi Master Lukes we see on defense, and maybe help me two-shot Jedi Master Kenobis, or maybe even one-shot of Datacrons. But the problem I have is it's Territory Wars, and it's only a couple times a month. And even as we're gonna see, yeah, I can beat Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, some Jedi Master Kenobi teams. I'm just still not crazy impressed. And especially, again, without Datacrons, maybe it's gonna be more defensively viable. Datacrons, I would suspect, but it's only for 3 months, not for the entirety of its longevity inside of Galaxy of Heroes. I'll let you guys be the judge. Maybe you guys need to put me in my place, because I am extremely biased towards Grand Arena based things. If this was a Grand Arena team, I'd probably be a lot more optimistic, a lot more excited about it. But since it's only Territories and it's so infrequent, and the rewards I don't think are as important as Grand Arena, I'm gonna have a bit of a bias towards it. But why is this so much better inside of Territory Wars? Again, that's what we said in our initial review. You're gonna get a lot more viability out of it because of the 3 Omicrons on this particular character. For example, firstly, Ready to Die. It's kind of the ability that makes this very nice to use on the Inquisitor team, because once you get 6 stacks of Purge, which is very easy to get because, well, they gated the Omicron lead to keep the Purge reappearing, kind of like damage over time with Darth Vader lead. And once 6 stacks of Purge is hit, Inquisitor gets a bonus turn, and if the target enemy is a Jedi, instantly defeat him, and it can't be revived. So this is great for General Anakin Skywalker, kind of like Commander Ahsoka. You get him out right away, you pick up the 501st. Really clean battle. Wish we had that for Grand Arena. In Jedi Master Kenobi teams, I have to preface this carefully because, well, Jedi Master Kenobi teams often have non-Jedi, like Commander Ahsoka and Padme Amidala. Very easy to pick apart a Jedi Master Kenobi with no Commander Tano and just Jedi, no Padme Amidala, because you just keep insta-killing him. Every single time he gets 6 stacks, boom, insta-kill, boom, insta-kill. And even besides that, with the Jedi Master Kenobi, he's got all that bonus protection on him. And especially when you're running the Grand Inquisitor, you're doing all of this extra damage on enemies that have bonus protection, for example. So it's making Jedi Master Kenobi teams a lot easier to beat, but you do have to work that extra mile if there's Commander Ahsoka, and that could very well be Datacrons, and which is really weird because CG doesn't seem to babysit things like Lord Vader, and we've been using bounty hunters, for example, to steamroll them, even with Maul. So their logic with protecting Kenobi just seems really weird and inconsistent. I think that's why a lot of other GLs get such a bad look, like Lord Vader, because Jedi Master Kenobi is extremely babied. But anyways, I just want to put it out there that I do see this beating Jedi Master Kenobi, Commander Tano, but you need the Datacrons, and I just don't like the fact that they're designing new characters and teams, but they need their Datacron to get full potential. I'm not liking that. I want Datacrons to improve upon viability of teams that need to go that little extra mile. Who knows? Maybe it's right. You guys let me know if I'm wrong. Another thing that makes the Territory Wars a lot more easily manageable is with the lead. This is pretty much it. And this kind of goes into the conversation of, I think they maybe overgated the viability outside of Territory Wars. Like, in this lead, Master Inquisitorius, you know, it would be kind of nice to get the repetitive purge when it expires. It's not a lot. I'm not asking for the insta kill. I'm not asking for the other Omicron stuff, but I feel like this should have been at least guaranteed for us to use in Grand Arena. That would make it feel a little bit more legendary to keep the purge around. And that's one of the main reasons why they're not amazing outside of territories, because purge just goes away way too easily. But here, when the purge can't go and it keeps coming back, like on General Anakin Skywalker, he tries to cleanse it, but it comes back. It makes it easy for him to get the bonus turns. When the purge is on enemy, it all pretty much automatically always sets up Grand Inquisitor for constant ability block with the you're right to be afraid, always getting ability block on the enemy. So I feel like they overgated it, and this is kind of something that they need outside the game mode, but nonetheless, they chose to keep it in there. Moving on, the other Omicron that we have here is Compassion leaves a trail, and this is what's extremely important to really churn through Jedi Master Kenobi teams, because it's targeting Jedi enemies with purge when they gain protection. They're taking extra damage, 25% of their max health at the end of that turn. So it's helping you keep up with the crazy durability of a Jedi Master Kenobi team. And of course, this is also nice. If an enemy with 6 stacks of purge were to reduce Grand Inquisitor to 1% health, he recovers 100% health right away. So it's nice to keep him around, because sometimes the AI plays right and they try to go after Grand Inquisitor, but he's got a safety mechanic, kind of like a savior to some way. So beyond that, the rest of this gameplay you're pretty much are going to see is the Grand Inquisitor with the Inquisitors going up against non-Jedi things, and it just starts to feel less legendary at that point, and maybe Datacrons are going to change it. Right now, my goals when I'm reviewing stuff, I'm just going to try to review the characters and teams as is, because, you know, 3 months from now, we're not going to have these bonuses anymore. So we're back to what this team is right now. And some people might not even get the maxed out Datacron. So maybe give me some other feedback on how we should review these. But I do suspect with the Datacrons, it's going to make it even more competitive against non-Jedi particular lineups, or the Commander Tano variant of Jedi Master Kenobi. But there's a lot of problems. A lot of the synergy baked into these Omicrons in the kit is tied to Jedi, even simple base things. Like we've been getting pre-taunts, for example, up against a lot of these other Jedi teams. Jedi Master Kenobi, Jedi Anakin Skywalker, Jedi Master Luke. You get the trigger, for example, the pre-taunt with the Grand Inquisitor, because if the enemy leader is a Jedi, tanks get a pre-taunt. Well, all of a sudden, once you go up against Commander Luke, Darth Revan, for example, Imperial Troopers, or other Galactic Legends without Jedi leads, you miss a lot of that synergy that's baked in. So the kit is really much, or even the team in general, is really tied to Inquisitors only, Jedi enemies, and Purge. And the really big thing is Jedi enemies, because once you go beyond it, they don't really seem to be all that special. And it could maybe just be like a Boba Fett Sign of Jango situation, where they're supposed to be a niche weapon to take out a certain GL or a certain squad. Boba Fett Sign of Jango is really good for taking out Lord Vader with Commander Ahsoka Tano. Again, kind of funny that they're protecting Lord Vader. They're not protecting Lord Vader from Boba Fett Sign of Jango, or even normal non-Omicron bounty hunters from Lord Vader, but they're babying Jedi Master Kenobi up against the Grand Inquisitor, for example here. But, you know, Boba Fett Sign of Jango is nice against Lord Vader. It's nice against Raid. Inquisitor's nice against Jedi Master Luke, nice against non-Commander Tano, Jedi Master Kenobi lineups. But I think, honestly, it's funny. If I had to pick between both of them, I find Boba Fett Sign of Jango in territories more helpful than Grand Inquisitor. Because, again, if this was a consistent non-Datacron needed counter up against Jedi Master Kenobi, Commander Ahsoka Tano, it would be kind of nice. And that's where, and the reason why is because the shortcomings are, once you kind of pick apart the Jedi, whether that's General Kenobi, General Anakin Skywalker, Mace Windu, then you got things like Padme or Ahsoka Tano left, the Commander Tano that is, you can't insta-kill them. You got to work the hard way to get through them, because they're not Jedi, and you can't instant kill Galactic Legends. It seems like you got to go all in and just do it the hard way. That would be pretty nice if you could insta kill Jedi Master Kenobi, but alas, you cannot do so. We got some defensive gameplay of the Inquisitors. It seems like even though Inquisitor should be a hard counter to General Anakin Skywalker, it seems like if you play your card rights and the enemy's being dumb, you can get General Anakin Skywalker to get through, for example. It just seems like a lot of the standard top 10, 15 teams can work their way through it. Commander Luke Skywalker, Imperial Troopers, what else do we have? I think we had as well Mandalorians with Maul. Starkiller gets through it, for example, with the Mara Jade. Omicron, even you don't need the Mara Jade, the Starkiller, you just need Mara Jade, and they just start rolling around the Inquisitors at that point in time. So overall, as we got these last few battles rolling here, this was the expectation I had going into this territories. I'm sure it's going to be a nice tool, and with Datacrons, the viability is going to increase even more beyond that. But one, I don't like that we have to rely on Datacrons for temporary power on a brand new faction, and a faction that's not the easiest to get right now, Relic 5 minimum across the board to unlock this guy here, and it's very specific in what it can beat out there. And the other problem is they just really gated the viability outside of territories, and that kind of goes to what we've talked about, the community has talked about before. Starkiller is amazing in Grand Arena and territories. Yeah, you need a couple different Omicrons to activate the certain bonuses on them, but really you only need one Omicron for Grand Arena to be amazing, to beat a lot of teams and a couple GLs, and you need 2 Omicrons inside of territories, Juhani and Mara Jade, to get some work going as well inside of there. And it steamrolls the Inquisitor, which is funny because the territories is supposed to be the Inquisitor's forte, not Starkiller. So overall, I'm just, as of now, maybe you guys can convince me otherwise. If Territory Wars was at least more frequent than Grand Arena, and I'm just speaking hypothetically, of course, they need to rework the game mode to make it more enjoyable if it was going to be on a frequent basis. But if they would rework Territory Wars to be 9 times, 12 times, with whatever, if you're going by the older new calendar of Grand Arena, I might have a different opinion on this character. But for right now, with the crystals and the core of your economy being tied to Grand Arena, I'm just not seeing a crazy amount of use out of this, but we have to wait and see. Maybe Datacrons are going to be easy to come across. It's going to be easy to get level 9 Datacrons on Second Sister, on the Inquisitors, and you can get work done at the end of the day with them. But where it currently stands, for the amount of effort you need to go for them, and the other stuff that might be in game that you might need to chase after, like Starkiller, I find it really hard to try to sell this. And if this was a consistent Jedi Master Kenobi Commander Sokatano counter without the Datacrons, I'd be like, okay, boom, right on the money. Very much so how Boba Fett Sign of Jingo is a very helpful max banner tool for Territory Wars going up against Lord Vader. Otherwise, not amazing on defense, it seems. On offense, very specific to just a couple of different Jedi teams, and maybe a few other things, like they could be Commander Luke Skywalker, it seems, on when they're on CLSs on defense. Otherwise, I want to be more pumped about this team. I really do. We haven't had a lot going on this year. It's supposed to be a legendary character. I don't see it's going to have the same degree of plug and play viability like a lot of the other legendaries out there. We're really in a time in Galaxy Heroes where they're containing the viability. And even with all these Omicrons, it's doing exactly what we expected. And I'm not surprised. But maybe you guys are more impressed than I am. Maybe you're happy. We have a nice, consistent Jedi Master Luke thing that's not going to be as dirty as Darth Revan, General Grievous, for example. I'm sure that's going to be nice. I just really wish they didn't gate so much of the viability. Like, this is very simple. It would have been nice having this at least inside of Grand Arena. But time will tell what the Datacrons will add and what the future of this faction is looking like. So thank you all so much for stopping by. Hope that gave you a little bit of intel, lots of fantastic gameplay to kind of give you a little insight on what this is. Maybe your opinion has changed in a positive or negative direction. I would love to hear so. And again, if you think I'm being too negative about Territory War exclusive characters, just call me out. Let me know. Maybe I need to change my mentality. But since Omicrons came to Galaxy Heroes, I got a heavy bias towards Grand Arena for the myriad of reasons I've explained to you guys, with the repetitiveness, the frequency, as well as the rewards, the crystals tied to it all. So leave that like, comment down below, subscribe so you're not missing a thing, because over here, we like to say how it's great to be in the Empire today.